Hi everyone, Attorney Rachel Kelly here with another Family Law Friday. This week I'm answering the question of what is child support based on? So in Michigan, child support is a number that gets calculated by a very complex math formula. And what numbers go into that math formula for you to get the ultimate result of how much child support you have to pay or that you receive. So the numbers that go into the calculator are your income, your ex's income, the total number of children that you have both together and also separately with other partners. So children under the age of majority, so that's going to be kids under 18. Then your tax status. So that is who claims your kids, right? So if you share children with someone and you're single, but they're remarried, their tax status might be married filing jointly, plus they may claim, let's say, 2 of your shared children, and you may claim 1 of your shared children as a head of household with the exemption for your shared child plus yourself, right? So the formula takes into account how much you are paying in taxes when it determines what an appropriate child support amount is. It also takes into account health insurance premium expenses for the children. So health insurance premiums is the amount that you pay out of your paycheck to your health insurance provider. If you cover your children, you get credit for that money that you are paying, and your ex has to compensate you for their proportionate share of that expense. Now, it also accounts for childcare expenses. This is something that people fight about routinely because typically one person is willing to pay them and the other person might not be willing to pay for childcare expenses. So if you have childcare for your child, that amount can go into your child support amount. And then finally, the last thing that the court puts into the formula to determine the amount of child support that you will pay or that you will receive is the number of overnights that you have with the children. As you can imagine, this is a reason why people fight over custody. Sometimes parents fight about overnights more so than they fight about custody because they're concerned about money. It's not always true, but we do see it. Now, some things that do not get included for purposes of your child support calculation is if your ex is remarried, the income of their new spouse is not relevant to child support. The amount that you have to contribute to receive retirement benefits from your work is not going to get counted in your child support unless you have a mandatory retirement contribution. So the best example of this is teachers. So public school teachers in the state of Michigan are required to contribute part of their pay into their retirement system so that they can get a pension. And so the child support formula allows you to deduct that amount from your income because you are required to pay it. Another thing that the child support formula does not account for is money that you choose to put into a flex spending account or a health savings account. And probably the biggest thing that the child support formula doesn't take into consideration is who of the parents is actually paying for things for the kids, like who's covering their cell phones, who's paying their car insurance. If your kids are playing extracurricular activities, who's paying for those expenses? So those are things that it is very important if you are just negotiating child support and custody for the very first time, that you have an attorney who really inquires with you and listens to you to talk about who is paying for these expenses, because certainly there has to be some question about what's fair if you're the person who's paying all those expenses compared to how much you're going to receive or how much you're going to pay in child support. Thanks everyone. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about child support, or if you're considering whether you need to make a change to child support, please give our office a call. We're here to help.